Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 11:30 p.m. and here I am making videos on the internet, not for the internet. Anyway, I'll be showing you a simple, effective method out of how to make a nice tileable texture without making it look or feel weird. So first of all, let's get hunting. For textures, I totally recommend this website, CG Textures. That's pretty much everything. Now, I was thinking of some something grassy, but it's not all grass. Maybe this. Okay, well, yeah, this seems like a fine texture. Now, as you can see, this texture already has a tiled version that's tileable, of course, although you can download them only in low quality, and that's not what we're here for. So we will just create a brand new texture. I'll choose this image. Yeah, I'll choose this image and I'll download it in the large format. Okay, let's just wait for it to download. It's a bit big. Okay, there we go. Let's just close everything. We don't need it anymore. Now, power up Photoshop. That's what we'll be using. Now, since this texture is quite big resolution wise, I'm going to go for 2048 across 2048. So I'm gonna make a new project. I'm starting. Here we go. Soil, grass, 0, I guess. 2048 to 048. Okay, that's it. Now just make guides across the canvas of the page, and then go to image and canvas size. Now double this, so 4086 across 4086. No, 96. Pardon me. Okay, so now we have this, and with this we can easily work with. Just make a new layer and delete this one, and import the texture. Basically, just drag it in. Okay, now that the texture has been imported, just click apply, and we will have to choose what kind of. First of all, let's just rasterize this and duplicate it a couple of times. Okay, so just move them around a bit, so they don't feel so generic. Okay, there we go. Let's just go from the top image. Basically just use the razor and, pardon me, I guess I'm using my wrong brush. Yeah, no wonder it was so slow. Of course, you have to pay attention so that, we don't want this to happen, and that's why the best way it is to put hardness to about 70%, I guess. Of course, there's a chance and possibility to use other brushes, but I was thinking like, no, not now. I have time for this shit. Okay, just this one a little bit more. Okay, if you ask me, actually, this is the basic basic of how you do this. And now we have to choose how do we want to tile them. Now, since I've already planned this, I'm going to tile so that this edge comes here. Well, this part basically. Okay, so first just merge them all. Basically, what I could do to make them tile is just duplicate this canvas, flip it, and it would tile, but it wouldn't be a nice texture. So what we need to do is basically just copy this section. Oh, cut it if you want. I'm gonna copy it up here and just use the eraser to remove parts of this. Okay, so now that this texture is tileable across Y direction. Let's just merge it back down, and now what we need to do is do exactly the same thing, but only using this, and put it basically, although you don't really have to do it like that. I mean, you could just copy more of it, but in my case I'm just going to take this, not from that layer, take this and put it here, and do this one. Okay, now we know that this part and this part already tiles because it's basically part of the same texture, of course. Although we need to pay attention that this part and this part are basically the same level, because we want these to tile. The left and right are already tiling, and all we need to do now is check the texture. So let's just merge it back down, copy this, make a new layer, and just go to edit, define pattern, put a new layer, just select everything, go to pattern tool, scroll down, and just basically paint the grass all over the thing. Oh wow, it's low. Okay, so now what we need to do is check the middles, basically the whole middle where it actually connects. And with looking at texture like this, all we have to do is try to find some irregularities when it comes to textures, such as this looks pretty clean though. But this, yeah, well, the texture came out quite nice actually. So now all we need to do is make a new file with the same size and just paint it over. Of course, at this point I could use maybe stuff like auto contrast, maybe auto tone, just make the texture appear a little bit better. This is too much. This looks good actually. So and I'm just gonna save it as a JPEG because it's nice quality and everything. Same name, WL, soil, grass, as you're on. And now we need to close this. Since we don't need it anymore, I can close this too. Close up Photoshop, and okay, now what we need to do is basically just use a texture on Crazy Bump so we can make the normal map for it. I think I've already explained how to use Crazy Bump, but in case you didn't see the videos where I was talking about making textures for models, basically this comes down to pretty much the same thing. Just hold and drag it in the window and it will give it a pop-up menu. just open it as a photograph since it's a texture. It's not a height map or a normal map. So just wait for the crazy bomb to do its thing. Now what we need to do is make optimal results that will look decent, because we don't want grass to look unrealistic or anything like that. Since it's grass, using sharpen is quite a big bonus, since grass should be sharp, relatively speaking. Just gonna zoom it in. Okay. Although, looking at the texture from this, not sure if I should do this. Alright, it won't have to be really all that strong, but very small detail should be enhanced to the max, while this should be lowered. Of course, I'm doing this just by feeling how it should be. I'm a specialist for this. Okay, let's see how it looks. Just increase the size of the preview so I can see better. The texture itself looks pretty good, well, not in this program, but yeah, it looks pretty damn decent. And even if you, yes, I could put this up a bit just to give it more 3D feel, as it's not just blank 2D texture. As for spectral map, we don't have to do this. So, okay, so I'll just disable this for now. Okay, so basically this pretty much looks fine. So now what we need to do is just go and save the file. Just check a little bit more. So then detail. Wow. This is actually fine. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be, so this is how I'll let it be. Just increase very large detail, so it gives it more 3D-ish effect in general. Okay, just save normals to file, and I can't reach the context menu, it's too much inside. Okay, save it on the desktop. Good job. Just close everything up, rename this to D, and open up in Photoshop again, since we have to convert them to DDS. While Photoshop is opening, well, it's already opened, I'm going to lock my taskbar, and I'm going to go where my Clip Studio is installed, and data, terrain data, materials. This is where all the textures are. So upon converting these to DDS textures, of course you have to check generate bitmaps. There is no alpha, so there doesn't have to be any alpha. Although I might show you the difference. So I'm just gonna save the diffuse texture twice. I'm not even sure if this will work actually, since I haven't really tried it yet. Although I'm not really sure that this will work. I haven't really tried it yet, but hopefully it will. I just have to wait for this to save. Okay, now same for the other one. Since this is a relatively big texture, it sure will take some time, especially if your PC is not really all that powerful, and I can say that mine is, at least not when I'm trying to record something and do something else in the same time. Okay, now for the second version with alpha, I'm gonna check this to about 68%. Oh, whoops. Hit the brush. $67. I'm not sure if I can just fill. No, I can. Shit. Okay, no. Definitely not. There it is. Okay, so now what we need to do is just save the second file as well. Although this texture has to have interpolated alpha. Everything else stays the same. Okay, should be ready anytime soon. I'm really tired. Well, I'll get this done. Okay, there it is. Now I have these three textures and I'm going to put them right about here. Not this one, but yes, this one. And now what we need to do is open up Studio and test it on a map. Paint. Okay, so there we go. Now we just need to paint it. Of course, you will have to scale it down. 256, I guess would be. No, that's too little. Let me just increase the quality actually, since this is relatively low quality of the texture itself. This will be much better for the eyes. Yep, it looks better. I'll try scaling it down a little bit more maybe and improve texture quality. I use relatively low when I'm using the editor because I don't really need to have all settings high just to put buildings around. Okay, just gonna put this. There we go. Let's try spawning. Well, if you ask me, this looks pretty damn nice. I mean, it's nothing special, but if you take into consideration what engine is this, it's pretty damn nice. Although I guess I could take tiling down to like this, and it might look a little bit better. But then again, it's Eclipse, so. And to test out the second thing, if the alpha layer really works. No, apparently it does not. So yeah, this is basically just a short tutorial on how to make textures, how to make a tileable texture from a random image that you found somewhere on the internet or whatever. So you can basically do stuff like this without having to worry about quality, and just so you'd be more at ease, I guess. And yeah, this is just also a sneak preview, just one of the models that I've been working on. This house as well, nice little housey. So yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you might have learned something new about Photoshop or texture making. So yeah, have fun playing around with this, and see you next time.